Welcome back. This is Nerd Dad on episode 8 of our Factorio playthrough. Last time we left off, we talked a little bit about getting some steel together. And so what I've actually done is I penciled in a bit of a road. Just got us a little bit of a road penciled in, an east-west, and with a north-south that would actually allow us to, travel along here, go up to our labs if we needed to. But at the same point, we could travel down to the top of our bus, jump out, and we can actually get over to our copper trains and our iron ore trains once they're in place. So kind of thinking ahead a little bit. This one maybe not quite wide enough, but we're kind of just eyeballing it right now. I'm thinking maybe we might have a train that actually goes right through here too. So I'm not too sure about that because I'm not sure how it would tie in with a train station there. So we're just thinking about it. And the bus down at the bottom end of here may not fit. So I kind of tied these in. I probably could push this up just a little bit. Especially if we do want to run a train through there. In fact, I think that's probably a good idea. Let's just move this right up and let's just grab it really quickly and we'll just redo it really fast. Just push it up into here. And what I wanted to do is we're looking at running the ore up through here. So I want to be able to just move these over so there's enough space to bring in a couple threads of iron ore there. So there's one and there's two. Now I don't think we're going to use all 5 of these. It's just to get spacing in case we ever do need 100. And at some point, who knows, maybe we'll have a train that comes in right here, drops iron ore in, and feeds it directly right into here, iron ore plates. If we really want to at some point, maybe we convert this whole thing into a steel processor direct from iron ore, the ore itself versus the plates. And that might be potential as well. So if we got bots, it's easy to do. Okay, let's look at some, what are we going to do here? We're not really ready for engines yet. Let's just get some miscellaneous items like bag space, gates, a few of those things that we want to do as well. Okay, so let's get up in here and just quickly throw this together. I built a few things here. Let's grab that. Oh, probably do a bit of damage here when I knock these guys out of here. Make sure I don't damage our blueprint too much. Okay, one there. We're going to need to do this down below as well. So what we'll probably do is just maybe leave right now, come back when it's all set up. And once we've got all that done, we can take a quick look at it all. But the one thing actually we're going to need is we're going to need a bunch more of these as well. So let's get 20 more of those being built. Okay, so I'll be back in just a couple seconds, and hope we'll have this all set up. And welcome back. Yeah, so we've been a little busy. We actually did a little more than we thought we were going to, but feeling good about it. What we did is we actually doubled up the whole ore production, and we did that by getting a lot more. We didn't actually grab the ore over from this side yet. We actually managed to get 2 solid lines just out of what we've got going here, so we're going to have to keep a good eye on that for a while and make sure that that keeps going. And then what we did is I actually thought I was only going to open up 20 of these, only a couple of bugs, and actually we opened up a whole 40 of them. So we've kind of brought those online, and we're not burning quite all of them, but we're close enough. Once we get some red conveyor belts, we'll get those into the bottom ones. So it's only about 8 short, and I'm not too worried about it. It's good enough. We've got good amount of steel come in. In fact, we managed to backlog the lines, so that's working out really well. And you can see we've learned a couple things while we've been away. So I'm thinking right now maybe we will actually work towards engines, just so we can get a car. That would be nice, I'm thinking. Okay, so we wanted to work a little bit on our military. So we needed steel, and we've got some steel. And we want to bring it pretty well right down in here. So actually to get our... One thing I didn't prep us with here is a few of these, 5, 6 of those. And what do we need here? Actually, we should get rid of this ore. We should grab a little iron ore. We'll grab that while we're here right now. I'm liking the fact that we're starting to pencil in where our roads are going to go and those types of things. It starts making it feel like we're going to have some control over the where this is all going to go. So, why is this guy not going? Bugs must have chewed off his inserter, so we'll get that done as well. Had bugs crawling all through here at one point when we were offline, and they were just getting miserable. Alright, the rest of them look like they're going, so that's good. And let's just run down here. Greens are still solid. So what we're going to need is, we're going to need 5 copper and 1 steel plate and 1 firearm magazine. So what we're going to want to do is get the copper on the inside track, just so that the blue inserters can grab them. And we're going to want them to be kind of right about here. That should be good enough. And we are going to just do something like this. That'll be our copper line. And we will just bump it from right there. And we don't even need that. That's true. It's going to be just right from out here. Yeah, I know. You're not going to like that. There we go. And this is going to be copper. So we're going to do it from there. It'll be there. Oops. And then we'll just bring in a nice little solid bead. And I think just because of the amount we're going to pull, we're going to get both lines kind of feeding into here. Because I can see this is going to get quite heavily pulled here. And the other thing we're going to struggle with, I'm thinking, is getting the steel over here. Just because we got so many lines and things snaking through here, it's going to make it a little bit tough. But I think if this is our 4th, this is our 5th. So if we snake back, it's going to be like from here. And that's about where it's going to come from. So we just got to pretend we're going to snake it back from there. And that just dictates how we pull it off this line. We just have to do it something like this. And then what we do is we pull this over. So when we eventually run this 5th line, and I can see we got some of these that are really goofed up here. We're going to need... There's going to be a lot of cleanup going on when we get this finally going. And there. That should work. And then we'll just turn it over. And that should work as a nice steel line. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull this line off here. We're going to get this changed up just a little bit here. What we're going to do, we're just going to pull this line off here. We got logic while we were away as well, so let's get some logic wire going here. And we're going to feed some stuff back into here. So what we're going to want to do here is something like this. And we're going to grab you like that. Get what we're going to want to do is trade out the yellow out on the other line for red. So that's going to be the first thing we're going to do with it. And we're going to need a red. Oh, we're getting some damage somewhere. We're getting damage. Oh, look at that. We're going to need to get some red ammo out there pretty quick, I think. Okay. And just pop these guys in. And then we'll work on the logic line. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to assign these. And actually just get a little bit of power in there so it stops blinking. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to say that if this, and it's going to have something to start. I'm going to get this guy feeding that way. Okay, and we're just going to bring this line back in all the way here. I'll come back and turn this around in a couple of secs. We'll get that all fixed up in a second. We'll just get this sort of feeding into the box here. And I'm just going to stop that at 200 so it can't... I want it just to stop this one from loading is what we're shooting for here. Now we're going to tell this one that if the yellow is less than, I don't know, 20, then it can go. In which case that's going to now freeze that up for us. And actually let's get a little bit more in there. I don't really want this as well. That'll allow us to pull it down onto here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back down this line, like this. I just gotta be careful how we do this. Okay, that'll work. Oops. Oh my goodness. And we will get the reds coming out this way. Okay, so once they come in, they're going to come down here, and we're going to feed them all the way down to the bottom for now. And then eventually what we're going to do, I think we're going to be able to split them off here. I'll just kind of do a little like that. And so some of them are going to go that way. And we'll join up with those ones likely to help fulfill our needs for military science facts. But in the meantime, we're going to bring these all the way down here. We are going to grab ourselves a filter inserter. We're going to drop a filter inserter on here. And we got lots of them there. Perfect. We're going to put a filter inserter on there and ask for reds. Once we get the reds coming down here, we're going to do that. But we're going to leave that for right now until we actually get some reds coming down there. But we can put one on here, which is yellows only, please. And we will get that going. So there goes yellows. So that guy's going to only pull yellows. We're going to need a couple more of those, so we'll just grab them. And looks like we could use some more blues too. Let's get this one going now. Okay, so should feed those pretty quickly into there. And get this line going. And I'm hoping that this isn't going to restrict how much we can get off of here, but they take a bit of time. And they're like, oh, I thought they were more longer than that, so... Still looks like we're getting enough throughput, so that's good. It's going to be the copper anyways. It's likely going to cause us problems, I'm thinking. You can see that copper line's just barreling up there on the one side. So we're likely going to have to double down on the copper, is my guess. Typically do have to do something to the copper once they kick this up. Okay, so these reds are coming down here now, and so what we're going to do is... We're going to tell these reds to get on that line, but I kind of want to wait until we get it backlogged a little bit so we get a bit of, well, what we don't want is our guns firing out in the perimeter and not having any ammo to load, so we want to make sure that that's not going to happen. And I think while we're doing that, because that copper line went so quickly, do we have any more stone? We need some stone very badly. Is this doable? Need to get some furnaces online here. There's 10. There's 15. That should be 20. Oh, there's only 4 pop. Oh, then there's the other 4. Okay, and we got engines are finished. What else we want? Why don't we make the gun damage a little harder against the wall, since we've noticed that one wall was getting chewed up a bit. Okay, and you see the reds are starting to spit out the cells because they really have nowhere else to go. But what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and tell it just to send reds now. So it's going to be a little thin for a bit, but we're going to get that done as well. And what we're going to do is eventually we're going to bleed off all the yellows back into here and recycle them into reds. And we won't be taking anything off of here until this is actually empty, which will also be feeding into our military science packs. So we've got that all set up now. I think it's working as advertised. Should be working. That is kicking through. Doesn't matter whether it pulls a red through or not, as long as this one pulls it out. Okay, it's not too bad. The line's not too bad going out, so I think we can live with that. And the copper is... it's getting weaker, but it's still holding up. But I bet you most of that's backlog. We would love if we could get at least 10 more of these online, so I think we'll do that really quickly. And do we have any miners on us? We're gonna need some miners. Let's just do that. And just quickly throw this together. Whoops. And which way were we sending things? That way. Oops, not that way. That way. That should be pretty good once we get some power in there. And being fed. And let's get some more of these on here. Yeah, I realize we're going right across our road here, but that's okay. We're just eyeballing at this moment for future references. Let's see if we can just pull that kind of like this. Got any more miners yet? Come on, they're coming. I know they are. There we go. Oops, that one a little bit too close. I think we're going to have to just try to squeeze them in here, kind of by doing something like that. And if we can get a few more on this side. I was hoping. Get that going apparently not. Not sure how I'm going to manage those extra ones in there. I'm going to try to squeeze in. Okay, and we just need to get a splitter under there and join those up and hopefully get a bit thicker line coming through and hopefully keep all these burners going. Okay, so we got all those furnaces going. Gun turret got there. Let's get into logisticals for 200. It's not doing too bad. And so all I think we need to do now is start thinking about grenades. So I think that is holding its own. If we have to go more, we can think about splitting these off and coming to the other side, but I don't think we have enough copper anyways. So we'll just keep going with what we've got, just be a little patient. And what do we need for the rest of our military science pack? Grenades. Okay, and grenades are iron plate and coal. So, we don't have any coal, except for this massive bead of it right here. That is brilliant, but we're going to really pull off that line heavily if we pull this in. So the problem we've got is grenades are thirsty when it comes to coal. They really pull a lot. It's 10 coal per, so they just suck the lines dry. Now, the good news is our line's really full, but let's assume that we're going to need some more up there. So let's go 5, 6. I think the line can sustain it. I'm just not sure that the mine can. And it's going to be something like that. Okay. And I think that's about right. Whoops. Oh well. It'll work. This is why we like to leave these blank spaces between our factories. Allows us to get things done. And since we're not going to touch that line, the question becomes, there's no reason why we can't use this line as well. We're not going to bleed this line that heavily. In fact, we're not going to bleed. Actually, we might bleed that one. Or do we want a fresh pull off there? I think I'm going to pull off of this line. If we find it's getting lacking, we can always pull a fresh line from way over there. So I think we're going to just kind of nip this one over here on the end. So let's just do this. There we go. Get rid of a few of these. Okay. And we'll bring this one in here. So we're going to want the coal to be the inside line. And we're going to want this one to be the outside line. Alright. I think we're getting there. I know this is a little bit spaghetti-ish, but I'm okay with it for what we're doing. If it doesn't work out, we will do something else. But I'm pretty confident we can get away with this for this. We're going to need some of that. Definitely going to want these to be blues. Oh, let's go pick up some blues while we're waiting for these assembly machines. And once we get these in place, then we can ship some stuff across here for military. And the greens are keeping up, so we're not having any problem with that at all. I went to the wrong place. And what do we got here? Reds? Yeah, we just need some blues. So our green science packs are keeping up. And I think the militaries we can probably pull right off here and just follow that line right up. Which is going to be nice if we can pull it off. So what is our military going to take? It's going to take some blues, right? 5, 6. So we're going to need those as well. And are we going to have enough of our... I think I just goofed up the other assembly machines as well. Alright, so if we were to... how are we going to do this? I'm just going to look at this for a second. If we... something like this. Actually, let's not do that. Let's just get rid of all that. Let's just feed this back into here. And we'll pretend that what we wanted was them there. And we should be able to bring this line straight back out this way. And we should be able to jump. That should do for now. It's a two-sided line. And then we can put grenades on another line like that. And we're going to want them right here like this. Just need to get a couple more of those guys out and we'll be, I think we're just about there. And come on, give me one more. There we go. And then some power. And a little bit of this. Almost wondering if, you know, what's the cheapest? It's almost like grenades are pretty expensive, but I think we'll just kind of go with them anyways. I mean, coal is cheap, it's just finding it that it's not. Actually, we need to blow the power on these. Actually, speaking of power, how are we doing? That was the other thing I didn't mention is when we did our perimeter defense, I actually upped the power as well. Let's just take a look over there. I did I filled in quite a bit more on the power, so looks like we're using that up too, so we're gonna have to get on top of that as well. So, and yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that coal because we're gonna burn through that pretty quickly too. So we're gonna get on that. As soon as we kick this up, that coal's just gonna go whoop, and we've just kicked it up. So nothing but problems now. Okay, so let's just bring these guys right out of here. Bump them across here at the same time. I mean, if you think about it, we could have built the military science packs right down in here. And if we did that, we wouldn't have to ship this stuff so far. And if we did that, we wouldn't waste so much materials, and we could still, it makes sense because it's military. So let's do that instead. I'm feeling better about that as a plan than anything else so far. Okay, so we're going to change this up a little bit. We're actually going to do our military science pack on this side of our bus. And we're just going to do something like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're actually just going to bring these lines in here right there like that. Not sure why these guys aren't building. Just not enough copper. The copper is waning as we thought it might. Why is it waning? Well, it's looking like it probably could use another 2 sets, so we might get that up and running. I'm not going to panic yet. We're not really in a hurry for these military science packs. They're sort of, okay, we'll get there. But we're definitely going to have to do something about the copper. And it looks like right now we're stealing... Oh, it looks like we've got problems because, well, I've been feeding all these into here, so... Try to get those back online in a second. Okay, let's just grab these. That'll be glorious once we get it running. There we go. It wasn't having as much trouble as we thought. It was just we were over abusing the guns. What's that you say? We're almost there. Military science packs. Out we come. And there we go. That should be working in a couple secs. Hey, it looks like we ran out of power lines. That never happens, he said, in total mock surprise. Okay, that worked out perfectly. And now it's going to be ammo that's basically going to keep us up at nights. Okay, like I said, not in any real hurry for it. Just want to make sure it's working, and once we get it penciled in to come across properly, everything will be great. Okay, so we're just going to bring these guys up, and oh, look at that. We're just going to be able to peel that right off there like that. And we'll just follow this other line straight up, and I think if we hug this line, at some point we're going to be able to tie it together with another line. Now, I'm not sure where that line is going to be, but right now we'll just hug this line all the way up. And at some point we can combine it with something else, and there we go. That'll be our military straight in there. And there we go. It's going to be a little while before we get those out of there with that copper in the situation it is. And I think offline what I'll do is get the copper up and running for ourselves. What else we got here? Oh, let's get some trains. We've got some steel, so starting to get ready to get those trains going and get some more product in here. But what I'll do is I'll go offline and I'll work on getting the copper sped up a little bit. That'll help us with this. See if we can get some military science packs. Of course, they're not going to build anything unless we actually tell them what to build. Look at that going, why aren't they turning over? So there we go, military science packs en route, and it's in our military area, so I think that's acceptable. We're shipping them out right away, so I think I can live with them being in there. I was thinking this was all going to be science packs, but I know we're going to have problems when we get to other ones anyways, so we can think about how we want to do that. And this is close enough. It's close enough for what we're looking for. I already kicked 6 out, so that's good. So really thank you for joining me. This has been Nerd Dad, and I believe this is episode 8 of our Factorio playthrough. I'm Nerd Dad, and I am out.